Yes guys, she's back on the channel. It's been a while. I'm doing something, a cycle that I sort of recommended to try out. So this is a small load of woolens. Not exactly something you want to be thinking about in summer right now. We've been trying the wool cycle on this. According to YouTube and Instagram user, I think the Laundry Cookie 1200, he recommended I try this because apparently it's a really poor wash action. Even worse than apparently than the Miele's wool cycle, so I'm willing to try this. And you're watching Florence Ballad A3060 on film. She just got done doing a load of darks. So we've got my Lincoln fleece. So you said not to do more than about a few items. It's quite a heavy jumper there and a lightweight one there. And that's that. We are going to do a dry, low temp though. No more than about 70 mils of Waitrose, Central Waitrose Sensitive. I haven't used that one in a while. This drawer is quite hot actually from that drying cycle. And I'm using Comfort Pure. I know I always said I'd never use this, but you know what? This machine rinses it out really well. Use 4 cap of that. Right, I'm not too familiar with the LG's wool cycle, so let's see what we're going to get. So turn it around. Wool, 35 minutes, 800 spin. Can we go any higher? 800 is the maximum. What's the highest we can go? 40? 35 minutes. Can't select the dry, can't select pre-wash, can do intensive, and we can't do medic rinse. What does intensive do? 10 more minutes. Now we'll just do standard, then we can do wool intensive afterwards. So after this we'll run a 1400 RPM fast spin, well on yes, see if we can do time dry with that, or we'll do low temp dry, so we don't want to shrink these things. Okay, without further ado, let's go. Right, so it's an automatic time cycle, so no weighing out the load. So we're immediately filling. I want to see what 6 motions we use on this cycle. Don't we use the swing on this one, I think? Interesting. Never used it. Although, mine might be programmed differently, because Cookie's one is a later model, 2015 I think. This is a 2012 model, which has very different programming. I wish they'd just get on with it and fiddle. Actually saying, do I want to wash or not? That's the swing motion then, because the scrub motion is faster. So I think now you guys have seen all 6 motions of this machine. That's all we seem to do. The question is, how high is the water level now? Right, we've reached the drum room. Oh, we go higher. Oh no, never mind. anything now to 40 degrees Celsius. What was that? Just half a tumble? Oh, hang on, is that what he means, that he just does that? I'll say the next one. Technically I could just film this on one. Okay. Now I'm kind of starting to see it, so nothing's going to get rolled over in this at all. I think it's safe to say, worst wash action of the year goes to the LG DirectDrive F1496AD 6 motion. This is not even half a motion. Wee splash. Now I see what you mean, Cookie. Now I really see. I'm never using that again. Wall cycle for me, I'll do it on intensive 60 and I'll just turn down the 40. No, I'll do it on sportswear. However, this is good for silks, but that's an annoying thing that LG doesn't even have a silk cycle, so technically it's this as well. I mean, the Miele does one single tumble, I think. But this is more frequent than the Miele, but good job I used Essential Waitress and didn't use Kirkland or something. That would have taken ages to rinse out. We've got 25 minutes left. I can guarantee this doesn't do any intermediate spins this cycle. Okay, that was a bit of a record. We got that round. Right. How does this even work? So we're draining, which is obviously not going to be an intermediate spin. We've got 17 minutes left. Yeah, that's going to go straight onto a rinse. First rinse. So we're probably going to do that wash action the whole way. Oh dear. Yeah. Oh, it might just be for the filling part. See, why can't I do it the whole wash? Yeah, it's going to be that again. It literally is. Oh. I'm going to get one more of that. Now we're doing a neutral drain again, which is, this is going to be for, well, then you're going to the fire rinse after this. For the final rinse now. Yeah. See, it does it when fitting, so why can't we do it? We're never, ever using this cycle ever again. Never. Strictly for filming purposes only. It annoys me. Yeah. Bloody hell, man. That didn't even do anything. We are draining for the final spin now, which is 800 RPM. This is going to act silly now, aren't you? This is going to give problems, I know. Cookie was saying, and we were talking about how even though we practically almost have the same machine, they're very different in the fact mine is just completely overly sensitive. That is not going to balance that at all. This one isn't as sensitive. I don't know why mine is. This machine has developed to have it vibrating quite badly though. Spin that, please. I don't know why we've leveled the machine completely, but this machine is just like shaking itself about. Literally, all you need is 400 RPM and all that warping on. She makes like these cracks and snaps. It's fun. That's a little pre-spin. Oh, that's better. I do wish this machine had a drum light. A lot of hair on that. Ooh, heard the motor drop a little bit there. pretty unbalanced, that is, to be honest, for a wool wash, yeah. That's 800 now. Also, 800 RPM is quite good for woolens. I'm going to put it on to a 1400 spin afterwards. Definitely will not be using that cycle again, but I'm glad we filmed the wool cycle finally. Flash photo coming up. Nice, it's very white. Right, I will stop recording and I will get that onto a fast spin. Oh, now down to 1 minute. Now we're on low temp dry. You never guess what I had to do. The machine refused to get past 800 RPM on the additional spin, so I had to be naughty and put the machine into a service mode spin. But I managed to get it to spin somewhat balanced. I had to restart the final spin. An hour and 25, that's good. So this is low temp dry. So I think we're only going to enable half the element. Let's have a look. Then again, woolens take pretty much no time to get whole. I've only ever used this cycle once. Quick, there's the element come on. So we're using 300. No, that's enabled the full. That's enabled all the elements, because that is that's taking over 1,400 watts or something. I'll get that. That's gone up so quickly. Originally using 377 watts first, and now it's saying 1.712. How can that be using 1500? How can that be using 1400 watts? Alright, choosing whatever. Woolens do dry much more quicker than other fabrics because they don't retain their moisture very much. Well, to be honest, I have had them in the white night at 40, which was roughly sort of the same amount of power, but the washer dryers obviously get much more hot than the dryers. So. quite relaxing watching it dry, but I bet there's going to be a lot of lint after the cycle. And that is starting to get pretty warm there. Well, at least these jumpers will be away for the winter. Got 57 minutes left. Although this has fired up quite a bit of heat, I've noticed how this low temp dry cycle actually works. The machine spends a lot less time with the elements powered up, and I'm still able to actually touch the glass despite it being full power to the elements. Whereas this was the cupboard dry cycle, that would be like, I would have literally burnt my hand on the glass there. And also that spends a full 2 minutes with the elements fully powered up. This one shuts them off a lot more. Low seems to be drying well. You can necessarily put woolens in the dryer despite what they say. I think you just got to do obviously low heat dry. I would have put that on cover dry, but I know how like, you know, washer dryers get way hotter than a regular dryer, so I just thought nah. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. We'll definitely need to do a rinse out fluff. We'll know that when we open the door how hot that is. I mean, also we know we need the cool down, but yeah. So we'll just see what happens, I guess. It's very relaxing watching it dry, especially woolens, because they, you know, tumble quite easily. You get the clanking of the zips and the buttons. I'll catch you guys when we hit the cool down stage, the final cool tumble. Right, we're on the 10-minute final cool tumble now. So this will drop the temperature even further, and that'll definitely be nice and cool when we unload. Nice, I think that's done quite a good job. I don't know if I've mentioned it already, but the pump on this cycle kicks in constantly rather than how it would normally do on the cupboard dry cycle, where the pump only kicks in every about 2-3 minutes. This kicks in like every 30 seconds. I mean, I could have put this load on cover dry, but I just didn't want to risk anything happening to woolens, because that's really high temperature on that cycle. Same with time dry, because there's no actual low heat option. So we've got cover dry iron, or we haven't done iron dry yet. That's when you want stuff to be almost dry, but not completely. We could do that with a load of sheets, maybe. I love the way you should just fling it every round. Last 30 seconds or so. The famous ending chime. I love the sound of the dryer fan revving down. Here we go. There's a ton of wow, I've never seen this amount of lint before. What that like crystallised stuff is though. Oh, that's probably undissolved washing powder, because the bloody wash cycle is so bad. Right, let's quickly. I won't put it on the thing, I'll leave that till tomorrow, I'll do. That was the LG DirectDrive F1496AD 6-motion washer dryer on wall 40. Quite possibly the worst wash cycle I've ever used in my life. I'll never be using it again except for filming purposes. We still have 30 and cold to do on that. Some other point though. Probably a single item test of something woolen in there. So the next one we'll focus on the intensive 60 maybe, or the easy care. I think we'll do one on this side, so we'll do intensive 60. That'll be a nice short one to do. Thank you for watching, guys, and don't forget to keep it supreme and go with the flow.